Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Whisper of Winter, Chapter 2, Requiem of the Chained King. I'm talking with the vivacity of like a fucking pilot for some reason. I will be your captain, Carlo. And so it's been a bit since we've last played, so I'll do a bit of a recap from previous session. So,
Wait, who am I?
in the previous session, the party traveled to Rosanna after receiving a letter, courtesy of Sean Gilmore, to Zelran from Sammy, who basically said, studying at the monastery of the Golden Phoenix, would love to see you. And so the party traveled to Rosanna, where they also knew that a close ally of theirs, who was the Bright Queen, resided. And in saying that, while they are on the eastern side of the continent, they would not be actively, wanted or like searched for and shit like this. So then they traveled. Laura went and talked to the Bright Queen and sorted everything out. And then the party traveled to the monastery, learned about the abusive nature of Emiko, the tall mommy, and confronted her, told her that someday her monastery would come crumbling down. Not believing the party, staying kind of like stoic. Lucas also heard about the Chamber of Memories, traveled there with Laura and Mona, learned about his connection, quote unquote, to Zigbar and a strange master of some kind. And Mona also learned about her connection to the spirit that she saw in her dreams that had a silhouette and a top hat, believing it to be her long, what's the word, deceased sister. Wow, I'm shitty at English. After that, the party headed back to bed, and Emiko did see Lucas, Alora, and Mona running out of the monastery, but did not descend.
I also might have magically broken. I might have magically broke the mirror too because of my second question.
Oh yeah, Lucas also received a funny magic crown with 7 lights and 13 darkness blades. And yeah, so then the party headed back to the inn, got some rest, and that is where we are now. We're going to begin today's session the morning after. Yeah, after learning about the abusive nature of the monastery, Zelron offered to help these students find an actual solid monastery where they would be genuinely learning martial arts while training Sammy for the Tournament of Dragons, where the prize would be the Raps of Diamok, which was one of the vestiges of Divergence. The sun rises on the very distant horizon. The sky is this beautiful kind of like orange pink color as the sun comes up very slowly. Sammy and Zelron wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. the following morning. Yep.
Quick question. Okay, so before Sammy gets up, Zelron wants to go out into the markets and he wants to pick something up before Sammy wakes.
Oh, hell yeah. You sneak out kind of like quietly out of the inn. You head to the market. It's very early in the morning. Like people are groggy and moving about. You get to the marketplace.
All right, yeah. He's just gonna look around for like a clothing shop, like someplace where he can find to get custom-made garments.
Hell yeah. You find this little clothing store. You walk in, you see there's a little elf man behind the counter, kind of leaning on the like counter with his arm, and says, "Well, good morning. What can I do for you?"
Hello there, sir. Might you have any? Do you make custom garments?
Yeah, sure. Not very often, but yes.
All right. Well, I was hoping you might I might commission something from it's just like some sort of fighting uniform. That, or if you have any sort of uniforms available that you can just dye, that would be good too.
You see that he nods and says, "Sure, I'll have a look see in the back and see, see what's good." You see he walks in the back room, and yeah, you hear him kind of like going through various like clothing racks. Eventually, he comes back out into kind of like the main room, and you see he holds this kind of like fancier getup with like this like kind of darkened maroon, kind of like purple color, with these various kind of like stripes all through the design. He kind of like holds it up and is like, are you looking for something like this, or?
Would you mind throwing it on a mannequin, just so I can observe it a little bit more?
Pulls a mannequin over from like the back room and like drapes it over it.
So yeah, he's examining, and he says, this actually works out perfectly. Do you think you could do one more thing for me?
Oh yes, anything.
I would like to have my a custom insignia, my custom sort of patch on there to signify that it's sort of my student.
Oh, of course. What does it look like?
All right, so on the back, it's just gonna be a circle with an X in the middle, with the sort of navy, these kind of with these sort of navy bluish sort of tone.
He kind of like draws it out on this like piece of parchment paper, and says like, sure, something like this.
Perfect, actually.
All right, fantastic. This should take about, since it's a fairly simple design, I would say, maybe half hour to an hour.
Okay, perfect.
Hell yeah, he hands you this like ticket, and says, and since it is sort of earlier in the morning, and you're my first customer of the day, I'll say for now, since it's a fairly simple design and we are looking to get rid of these outfits. Anywho, I will run it about 30 gold pieces for the outfit.
Only 30? Are you sure? You're willing to part ways with such a very minuscule price?
It is, it's not bad clothing, but at the same time, we haven't honestly had very many customers in the last few weeks. So anything for customer satisfaction.
Alright then. Yeah, that will work. And he'll reach into his coin purse and pull out the 30 gold pieces onto the desk, and he'll even drop in 5 extra gold pieces like a tip.
See, he nods and shakes your hand and says, "Oh well, thank you. That was generous. You didn't have to."
Oh well, I have to return the favor somehow.
Cool. He smiles and takes the outfit to the back room and says, "All right, I'll get to work."
Alrighty, thank you again.
Of course. Hell yeah. Zelron heads out from there. Lucas. Go ahead and make me a perception check if you don't mind.
This isn't gonna end well. Oh damn, nat 20.
Damn! The first
Okay.
one.
You it's kind of like the morning after this kind of like crazy ass, like going where you're not supposed to and things like this, and then getting back to the inn late at night. Um, you the night before have this like strange memory that uh, maybe it was the adrenaline or something like that. You swear to God, like last night, you saw Laura get up at like 2 a.m. and like walk out, and then like an hour later come back and sleep as if nothing was wrong. But you notice that, yeah, Alora is standing there in the room with you. She's kind of like getting her stuff ready. The rest of the gang is like putting their stuff together too. Sammy is like has headed off and started this training montage with Zelron. What does Lucas get up to when he wakes up?
For starters, he focus on sort of the meditative exercises as he usually does. Maybe this time a little more. I don't want to say a little more intensely because just intense meditation. No, but he's definitely focusing more on it today than he's probably usually done. Especially after everything that happened that previous night, and kind of all. But as much as he's trying, like every once in a while, he gets like sort of like the passing, like sort of thought about the stuff that he saw through the mirror. I think in this case he's more focused on the first vision he had with the mirror than the second one. So he's more like curious about these the master, he saw the book, and this Lushu guy.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Which is something I am apparently proficient in. Don't ask why. But that's still a bad roll. That's a 12.
On a 12, you meditate for a bit. It's kind of quiet in the room. You hear it's once again raining just outside the window. So you hear they kind of like just gentle taps of the rain against the glass. You meditate. You see that you kind of reach this like trance-like state where you're closing your eyes, and as you open them, you look and see that stars are sort of floating around you and floating upwards, and there's this white kind of like faint magical aura just around you. And you see that Alora looks over at you, kind of like surprised by this. You begin gently floating off the ground, and you see that just before you there's an illusion of some kind of like dodecahedron looking shape, and there is a key that appears right next to it. A lock appears in the shape that the key is then inserted into, and then the meditation ends.
Lucas kind of seeing all that, kind of gets up a little bit quicker than usual, blinks like a couple of times in sort of that what the hell just happened moment, and is like, what the fuck?
You see Alora's like got her stuff. She's like slung her bag over her shoulder. And it's like, all right, Lucas, you all set to go? Or would you like me to? Did you need a minute?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm fine.
She nods and is like, all right, well, it looks like Zelron and Sammy have already headed off for training, I suppose. Well, I guess we have a bit of downtime to remain in the city for a bit, before the tournament, at least. Was there anything, Lucas, that you wanted to do, or anything you wanted to see?
I'm not sure. I honestly, I haven't really had a chance to get out anywhere until that night we were in Zadash.
Laura says, well, a little bit of city exploration and, I don't know, clowning around could never hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I guess we could walk around for a little bit.
She nods. You guys head out of the inn. Zelra, you see that Sammy wakes up early in the morning. You have commissioned that outfit. And Sammy is in this crazy ass training montage with you, just like running up steps and shit and hitting wooden dummies. What do you think Zelron is kind of like mostly focused on in training this girl?
Mostly her form, and still trying to develop and not perfect, but like master her flaws and her techniques before starting to teach her things. And before he actually starts teaching her things, Zelron, after work. Oh god.
Sorry.
After working with her on certain parts of her technique, after her getting the basics down and perfecting those sides, he's gonna do one more. He's gonna do a sparring match with her, just to gauge how she is, to see if she's ready to be taught anything new.
Hell yeah. So crazy ass montage. She's running up steps. You help her kind of like balance out her form. You see that, you build up her defense and actually like pretty much solidify her offense as she kind of like pushes this mannequin back and is kind of like hitting, like the palm of your hand. She's performing these various kind of like spin kicks. Go ahead and make me either an athletics or acrobatics check, and I'll let you know what you gotta beat.
And also he hasn't given her the outfit yet.
Gotcha.
He'll unveil that once she's finished with her training.
All right. You gotta beat a
24.
Oh shit. You see, you beat her by a whole lot, but you see that. You see that. So she, you go in this kind of like sparring match with her. You see that, you kind of like are a lot like faster than her, but she kind of like has taken to kind of like punching like harder, and she is able to kind of like track your movements. Her form is better, but I think Zelron sees that it's like not like perfect, but there's like a solid amount of improvement. You see, she says eventually she like backs away from you like 15 feet, like holds her hand up and is like, okay, I'm done. You got me. You win.
Whew. Man, I haven't had a decent fight like that in a while. Considering all we've been fighting up until this point were pirates and machines. It's finally nice to actually, fight against someone who knows their shit.
You see, she laughs and says, I wouldn't say I know my shit quite yet, but, I'm getting there, and I have a good teacher, so.
Well, better than most. But you are improving, and you still have a few things you need to work on, but there's nothing that, time won't fix.
Uh, she nods and like puts her palm in her fist and like bows to you. Um, and yeah, you guys continue working on her form. Um, Over the next kind of like couple of weeks, yeah, you guys train, and you see that she, yeah, continues on this path of improvement. Um, and eventually, kind of like at the end of that day, she's like tired. She's kind of like, she wipes the sweat from her forehead, and says, "I'm willing to keep going, but are we? Do you want to stop here, or should we keep going?"
I think. Wait, what time is it in the day again?
It's gotten a little later in the evening, like 5 or 6 p.m.
Alright, so he says, not quite yet. I've noticed that, over the, you've been working really, really hard, so I think it's about time for me to teach you, something that I sort of picked up on my own.
She says, "Oh, um, sure. Are you sure you don't want this to be like your special thing, or?"
Well, this isn't like a really special thing, I just mostly inherited. Um, it's not like the special thing I'm gonna teach you, but this will definitely aid you when you, this will definitely aid you, when you need it.
Uh, yes, Sensei. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Okay, so he is going to try and teach her how to, fuck, what was it? Hang on, give me 1 second.
It's all good.
Um, shit, where did it go? Okay, he is going to teach her a brand new move. It's gonna pretty much, like a flaming, like fireball fist sort of thing, where her entire hand will like light up on fire as she's like starting to land the punch,
Oh,
to add a little bit
okay.
of extra like fire damage to the punch. Not too much, obviously. I don't want it to be like broken, but like, if there's a way, is there a way you can like work something like that where, like,
Yeah,
she can add a little bit of extra fire damage to it?
Fire Dragon, Iron Fist. Yeah, um, a lot.
Okay, cool.
So you see that she like mimics kind of like your movement and kind of like follows through. Um, and yeah, her like fist glows with this fire and kind of like roundhouse kicks the air and just, there's like this burst of wind after the fire. She says, "It's like that."
Just like that. And if you need to know the name, we'll call it Hell's Fist. Why not?
Oh, I like it.
So yeah, that's one of the few things I'll teach you, but we've gotta make sure you can perfect that first. And
Yes, sir.
now remind me again, when is this tournament? I know it's coming up close.
Right. In about 3 weeks, so we have some time.
Okay. Alright, so we'll spend this week working on that, along with still keeping up the regular training regimen. And next week, I'll show you something else.
Yes, sir.
It's a little odd might I say it's a little odd to hear you calling me sir, considering how we met, but
Well, you are kind of like my sensei now, so it's just kind of have it.
yeah, but then again, I never really taught any. It's I'm just it's a little. It's a lot. I never thought I'd get this far in my monk, in my training journey. So it's nice.
She says, "Well, she's kind of like she like slings her arm around your shoulder and is like, "Well, I'm just glad that you're the one teaching me as opposed to the monastery. And thank you for pulling me out of there."
No problem. Uh, I'll soon be able to pull the other ones out, and
Uh.
Emiko will pay for her. This is gonna sound very cliche, but she'll pay for her misdeeds.
Yeah, she will. Some of my old friends from the monastery are starting to talk about starting a rebellion. All the students are standing up to the staff and shit. I can't help but think you might have had something to do with that.
Oh, what? Me? The person who the person with the group who showed up there and we made a big fuss when none hadn't I don't know. I think that was just some random other person.
Yeah, surely a coincidence. I mean, yeah.
I can't take all the credit though, but my group and I we have ways of changing people, one might say.
She says, "Well, it certainly makes for, it saves people, so it's got to be doing something right,
Yeah. Oh, and since we are actually nearing the end of the training day, I think it's about time for me to give you something.
You got me, Zelron. You don't have to. That's not.
Don't worry about it. It's just a little something to show that you've completed the basics and you're ready to move on to bigger and better things." And he goes and he fetches the lockbox that contains the outfit.
She says, "Thank you very much, sir. It's very kind. You got me a box to signify that I'm done with my basic training?"
Yep, it's a box, and you are welcome to have it. It's my special box, and I got this on the day of my 3rd birthday, and it has served me well since, so it belongs to you now.
Well, I feel honored. She just kind of like takes the box and it's like, "Thanks, box." Like looks at you, is like, "Is that what I'm supposed to? Is it
Just open the damn box.
okay?" She pulls open the box, and like looks down inside of it. Yeah, she like gasps and pulls it out and like pulls it up to herself and it's like, "Did you? Did you? Oh,
Indeed, I
this
did.
is this is great. Oh, it's got a design on the back. Oh my gosh."
Yep, that insignia lets everyone know that you're from my camp.
Wow. I mean, thank you. This is great. And she goes and hugs you.
Oh, yeah, don't mention it.
You see she pats you on the back and goes like, "All right, I'm gonna go try this on, see if it fits."
Alrighty.
She runs off.
Shit, I lost my Discord.
Discord no. She eventually comes back, and the outfit looks pretty great on her.
Here,
Yeah,
I have a piece of art for it, and I am about to put it in the general chat now.
yeah. That's why it's great playing D&D with artists, because
Right.
you can describe something and then they'll be like this.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wrong chat. Ooh.
She a bad
Nice.
bitch.
And you can probably guess where the color scheme came from. And he looks at his
She she laughs to herself and is like, "Oh, I mean, it's got to be you must have drawn inspiration from the city, and you're
City
you
is
know.
very red indeed.
She hugs you again and is like, seriously, that was so nice. Thank you.
No problem. And it'll also shut up that little the words I can't say. That'll shut your old master Emiko up for good. So that'll be something that you can rub in her face.
I certainly will. Cool. You guys wrap up that day of training. You see that after that, it gets a little later into the evening. Go ahead and roll me a perception check if you don't mind, Zelra. Funny noticing dice roll.
All right, so perception. Fucking goddamn it! You get jumped by
As-
10 hornets.
As you are heading back to the kind of like the inn for the day and kind of like to get dinner and stuff, yeah, you turn back around. You're not like 100% sure, but you look off in the distance and you do see kind of like Emiko, who is kind of like watching you train like her old student, and she has like this scowl on her face, but she does not look at you in the eyes.
And he kind of just like smirks, and he says, "All right, Hell's Fist now."
You see Sammy. You're saying this to Sammy?
Yeah.
She
Just,
looks at you and
give
is like,
Hell's Fist to my hand now.
you see, she strikes the palm of your hand.
Yeah. When she does that, he's gonna kind of just like throw himself back, like just kind of just playing it up for Emiko, showing how like how powerful. He's just gonna go like and he just falls to the floor. Oh man. Jeez, that was one hell of a punch, literally.
You see Sammy like flexes and is like, "Yeah, I'm." Is she still watching?
He looks over.
She's gone. Yeah, you guys head off. And yeah, you grab dinner. You guys rendezvous, the two groups get back together. You guys head down to bed for that night. Was there anything you guys wanted to accomplish kind of like that evening after training and kind of like after exploring the city?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither.
Dope. Both of you roll me.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
ask for yet another
God.
perception check. Go again.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm getting hail outside my window.
No,
That's fun.
no.
Wait, where did mine go? Up there.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
11 for me.
Cool. I gotta roll stealth.
Oh no.
God damn it, no.
So you guys get back kind of like later that evening. It's the sun. The sun has gone down. The stars come out. You see that. Yeah, it's like 9:30, 10 p.m. You guys, Alora has kind of like paid for the inn. You guys head down to bed. And I think the two of you are like a bit restless. Kind of like this tournament coming up, and Lucas, you just see like Colfax and Zigbar. You wake up kind of like in the middle of the night. It's like you swear it's like midnight or something like that, and you see that Alora is also awake, and she turns, kind of like looks at you guys in bed, kind of like hesitant. And you see that Alora stands up from bed and just kind of quietly walks out of the room.
And you just we can see this all. We can all see this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, he is going to. Okay, and also, do I see? Oh wait, okay. One question: are we all in the same? We're all in the same like big room,
Big
right?
ass room. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna say
so
just there's a bunch of beds. Yeah.
and do I see that Lucas is up? And can he see that I'm up?
Both of you are aware that each other are awake. Yes.
Okay. So he's gonna look to Lucas and he's gonna be like, well, "What do you make of that?"
It's definitely weird. I thought I saw her do something like this a couple of nights ago, or at least the night before, but I don't know. It's
You think we should tail her? Just to see where she goes.
I mean, I don't see anyone telling us not to.
All right. And he just lifts off the blanket, and he's just gonna put on his just his regular garb and stuff, and just sneak.
Yeah, I'm definitely grabbing my boots.
Hell yeah. You begin trailing after Alora, who, just to keep in line with the like fairy tale like visual kind of thing, she's very Master Makarov walking. And you see that she walks out of the building. You guys tail behind her, and yeah, you see that she eventually just walks. She's like constantly checking over her shoulder. You guys like Tom and Jerry, like duck under things and yeah. Um, she walks through kind of like this forest to this like abandoned house, and like pulls the door open. Um, and yeah, walks into this house, like shuts all the windows, shuts all the curtains. Do you guys enter the house or you stay on the outside?
Zelron is gonna stick by a. Okay, so she just closes like the drapes on the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, he's gonna get near a window and he's gonna try to listen in because I mean, windows are very thin and pretty sure she didn't close it all the way, so we should be able to hear it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try listening in as well, through the window.
You hear clearly as she and you see this like faint glow from just beyond the drapes, where you imagine that she is kind of like dispelling something or like casting some sort of spell to make sure like she's not watched. But she doesn't know you guys are on the outside. You hear that she says, it's in 3 weeks. We have time. There's no need to rush. I know. That's what the deal was, I know. 25,000 gold pieces, I know. Look, a new body is hard to form, alright? Especially after the last one got, like, destroyed. It's hard, I know. But I have it. Yes. It's with me. No one knows. So, just... Where is she? She's safe. Good. Thank you. I think, I don't think I'm being watched, but it is a, privacy concern. I have it though, and as long as she's safe, then we're all good. And she, you hear her take out a book and start writing something down.
Lucas is just going to look over to Zararun and just mouth, "What the fuck?"
Who do they mean? He's gonna mouth back as well.
Just kind of shrugs.
You hear she says, all right, well, look, what I will say is that the last time she got angry at me, it was a whole thing that we had to deal with, and like, your mother would kill me if this got out. So just keep this quiet, and if the deal goes on, everything goes under her nose, and everything is overthrown. We start anew. It's what you want. And no one has to know. I get mine, you get yours, and the door's closed. And she says, she kind of like pauses for a second and says, wait a minute. I think someone knows I'm here. I'm not alone.
As soon as she I can't speak. As soon as she says that, he's just gonna go,
Yeah, no, we just pretty much look at each other and just like, oh shit, and just start to like sneakily haul ass out.
You guys take off. You see, it's that very like horror movie ass shot where like it pans to like behind the wall and you guys are gone just in time. And you see the camera just kind of like lingers on Alora as she stands by the door. Lucas, you like peer over your shoulder as you are running away from Alora. You notice that she doesn't see you guys run away, but it's so fucking weird. Her hair color, it's not as blonde as it used to be. It looks black. And it looks like it's tied in like a ponytail. But then you blink and it's just her blonde hair that goes down her shoulders. But you swear you saw that like black ponytail for just like half a second.
Oh wait, what the fuck did I just do here? Nothing. Okay, cool. After like running and like getting a good distance, can I try and think of anyone that Lucas would know or maybe have heard through like Don or his dad about anyone that might relate to possibly having black hair and in a ponytail?
Roll me a history check.
Oh, this is going to be terrible. Oh, not that bad. 12.
On a 12, there's a lot of people in like history that have black hair. But
Right.
but you can't remember, like you can't put a finger on it, but you can remember initials. DB.
David Bowie?
You guys run off kind of like back.
Oh. No. God,
You
damn
run
it. It's who I think it is.
No, it's not. You guys run off back to the inn. You see that
Better not be Carlo.
I would never. You're not. It's not, guys. Guys.
It better not be who I think it is.
It's not, guys. Guys, I promise it's not going to be who you're expecting.
I know who it
I
is.
feel like a buzz.
It's DB Hooper.
So you guys
Wait.
run back to the.
No, hold on. Okay,
So
keep
you guys
going.
run back to the inn, and you see that you go in the room. It's like quiet. You. Yeah, it's like maybe like midnight, like half past midnight, or getting to 1 o'clock. What's up, Sora?
Before we like go back to bed or anything like that,
Damn it. Never mind.
Zelron, before going into the inn, he's gonna kind of number one, he's gonna be listening out just in case if he hears footsteps coming towards our area. Number two, he's gonna kind of stay outside the hotel room to kind of discuss this with Zelron. To discuss this with Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So that
As soon
don't
as
wake anybody else up.
yeah, like as soon as they get cleared and sort of like in a whispered tone, Lucas is just gonna look and it's like, "What the fuck was that?"
Apparently, she was talking with some sort of being. I didn't see it. I mean, when she went into the building, did you see anyone else before she closed the door?
No, but honestly, I don't know if that's Laura.
I figured as much, considering she said vessel or this body.
Yeah, no, I know. I heard that. I mean, there is that, but honestly, that's circumstantial at best. Moving on. No, but okay, so when we were hauling ass out of there, like I turned around for like a brief second, and she had black hair.
Huh.
It was, yeah, I know, right? It was like I said, it was for a brief second that I saw that, and then next thing you know, it was back to how she normally looks with her normal hair. But for I could have sworn just for 1 second her hair was different, and it was in a ponytail, which I have never seen her in a ponytail before.
You know, and
I've seen
under.
Ke-
Huh.
I've seen Kima in a ponytail, but I've never seen Alora in a ponytail.
Under normal circumstances, I would just say that maybe you looked a little too quick, but with the context of what she said earlier.
Okay, all things considered, I know I have probably shittier eyesight than most people here because some folks apparently can see in the dark. Not me. I can't see worth shit in the dark. But I know what I saw.
Oh yeah, I'm inclined to believe you. Then should we? What should we do when she comes back? Should we just bag her when she comes through the door, or somehow?
Oh, if we're gonna mention anything about it, we gotta make sure that it's not anywhere near a city or any people, because otherwise, who knows what the fuck could happen. Even if it's not a lore, the good chance it's someone with arcane knowledge that can probably wreck at least a city block with just a simple incantation.
I have an idea. Alright, so tomorrow we were gonna do our regular training regimen with Sammy and I, but we can say that you and I had received word that I don't know, goblins are running rampant outside the city, or something that can draw us outside. And once we're out there in the wilderness or somewhere in the forest, then we can question and do anything we can.
I mean, that's a bit of a risk considering, aside from maybe one city in Tal'Dorei and at least one city here in Wildemount, we're considered wanted fucking fugitives.
Fair, but well, we do have, we do have spells. Just
You have spells. I just I just pretty much turned into a goddamn monster.
well, I we can find a way to sneak past, get through the city. But once we're out there in the open, in the wilderness, with the trees and everything covering us up, we'll be fine. We just need to get her out and get her in there for questioning. And if it is, and if for some reason we're wrong, then it's just Alora. We just kidnapped and we'll just let her go.
I think I might have a better idea on how to go through this.
Shoot.
So today, earlier, so earlier we were just kind of walking around and whatnot. I can just say that I'd like to walk around with her a little bit. You can say that you can just join up, and we'll just lead her to somewhere away from anything that would pose as a possible danger risk, and then we can kind of take care of things from there.
You sure she won't, like, flail about and, like, yell and such?
I mean, if it's not Laura, she's still gonna need to try and act like it, so she's got to go with she's got to kind of go along with things.
Fair.
But
Well,
either way, Either way, we gotta make sure to get her away and get her to a spot where it's secluded, and I guess try and take care of things from there.
Yeah. Well, well, we'll try. We can try out your idea first, and and if it doesn't seem to work out, then we have our plan that we can. Well, we have my plan we can fall back on because we can always find a way to forge a letter received, you know, that we get. So.
Well, for now, we should probably get back into bed before she realizes we're gone. She's probably heading back here a little faster now she realized that someone was keeping an eye out.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Alright, but either way, I'm gonna need you as pretty much support for this, because if I do it on my own, it'll still work, but honestly, I'd rather have someone else with me, because if shit goes wrong, I'm screwed.
Fair enough. Right then. I guess we're in this one together then.
It's kind of weird how we turned from hating each other to now planning on unveiling a possible deception.
Well, it's funny how the world works nowadays. But I can't say that I'm not enjoying it.
Oh no, I'm totally enjoying it, but how about after this we actually go for a sparring match to see who can actually kick the other's ass?
Oh, challenging now, are we? I'll have to take you up on that.
Hey, all things considered, I could have still kicked your ass as if I went full Beowulf.
Honestly, I'm just kind of laying out the cards now. That form that I took, it doesn't increase power or anything. It's just mostly my demon form. I just have, it still keeps my regular strength. It's just more of an appearance thing.
Yeah, exactly. I could have kicked your ass.
So, perhaps so, but we would have to figure that out now, won't we?
Yeah. But though, seriously, we should probably get back to bed. Good chance she's already on her way here.
Yeah, and he's gonna open up the door very stealthily.
We make our way back.
Yeah, Zoran, you hear like faint footsteps down the hall.
Shh, let's go. And he opens up the door. Very slowly, mind you. Put some WD-40 on the hinges as well and make it so it doesn't squeak.
You see Laura comes down the hall. You guys head to bed. You notice that you hear like the squeaking of rats like following like her feet, and you hear like flapping of wings outside the window as you see bats fly like just in front of the moon and then fly away like a horror movie shot. And Alora kind of like beds down, and you guys head to bed that evening. The following morning, actually, take that back.
Oh no.
Dream
Lucas.
sequence.
Finally, with someone other than Adelaide.
Right?
Lucas.
Fuck.
As you open your eyes, you are no longer in the hotel room. You know, you don't gotta... I guess I don't have to do the whole dog and pony show this time. You wake up, you see that you are in a castle. You are surrounded by these... I think Lucas has read enough kind of like stories and heard enough kind of like different fairy tales. You're surrounded by these different, for all intents and purposes, fae creatures. These different kind of like fairies. And you notice that you're in a throne room. And you see that just standing in front of the throne is this beautiful beautiful, elegant, very queen. These wings around the top of her head, and you see that a voice in the in the distant horizon says, "Lady Titania, your son wishes to see you." "Yes, of course. Bring him in." The door opens. Walking down the center of the throne room and this like red carpet, you see Godric. And as he walks down, you see he says, "Mother, I am glad to see you again." "Yes, yes, please skip past all formalities." "Right. We are going to need a brand new body fashioned for one of our allies." "Well, this takes quite a long time. May I have all the details?" And Godric explains that the body of a woman is needed, with dark hair and magic abilities. But you don't hear the full description of the woman. But you see, she says, "All right, well, it won't be easy, since these types of people are our direct enemies, but it will be done in due time. Thank you, Mother." Godric walks away with a smile on his face. And you wake up. You guys wake up the morning after Alora's big, traversal to the abandoned house. It's about 7:30 in the morning.
Is Alora there as well?
Alora is, yeah, she's there. You see that she is still kind of asleep on her bed.
Lucas is gonna start his day the way he normally would, with meditative exercises and whatnot. But this time not really focusing as much. Like, you can see that he's still doing it. He's still doing them, but it's like he's definitely distracted, kind of occasionally darting his eyes between kind of looking towards Zalrun and then kind of closing them again, and then after a little bit the same thing again over, kind of until Alora wakes up.
Yeah, Zelron's gonna go about his regular routine, getting his uniform on, and just getting himself ready, awaiting Alora's awakening.
Oh yeah. Pull on your uniform. The rest of the party wakes up. Alora wakes up, yawns, stretches, and looks around. She's got this bed head that's kind of all messed up. And she kind of snaps her fingers, and then it goes back to how it's originally. And you see, she says, "Oh, everyone's awake already. Good morning."
Hey, morning.
Good morning. By the way, interesting thing you did there. I didn't know how do you do that? My hair is always a mess.
It's just a cantrip. It's mostly, honestly, just laziness, and I use magic to solve it, so.
Nothing wrong with that, considering magic is natural.
Yeah. She, you see that just on your guys' passive insight, you see she feels uncomfortable in this weird conversation, and she looks around and is like, "All right, well, I shall get ready for the day." And she stands, gets her bag.
Here. Uh, it looks like everyone here is looking a little bit famished. Lucas, would you mind accompanying me to, grab everyone some breakfast?
Oh, yeah, I could use a bit of a stretch of the legs anyway. Actually, I heard of a decent spot when me and Laura were kind of walking around. I can take us over there.
That actually could. That'll actually work if they serve as good as the stuff as they serve here.
Mm. Turns to Laura and is like, you want to come with?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I had things to do, but I mean, they can wait. They're sort of later in the day, so.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You need to eat. Get some strength in you.
Yeah, hi.
Um,
Yeah.
from what I remember, it's not that far anyway.
All right. Um, you see that, yeah, she kind of like walks out with you guys. Pull up something really quickly.
Yeah, and basically what I'm doing is I'm not following the same. I'm basically taking us back to the old house, not necessarily following the same path that we did the last night, but kind of like it's kind of doing a few deviations from it, but kind of still going that way anyway.
Yeah, you see that she says, as you guys are like walking, and then kind of like eventually kind of like going around, like taking the path. You see, she says, "Oh, I thought it was that way. I might have been mistaken, but."
And he's gonna kind of play along. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, Lucas, where are you taking us? This is I'm getting very hungry."
Oh, no, don't worry, guys. It's just a little further up ahead.
All right.
They better have my pancakes ready.
I know. Honestly, I know it's like a weird thing to request for breakfast, but I could go for like a rare steak right now, like just a good.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I've heard weirder. And hey, if I mean, like I said, I only remember the directions from what I heard from yesterday, and if I got them wrong, it ends up a little longer. I'll just pay for everyone's breakfast.
Well, I
All
won't
right.
argue with that one.
Sounds fine to me. You guys take this path kind of like around and then up to the abandoned house, and you see Laura kind of like puts her hands on her hips and just kind of looks and is like, do you think they have steak here, or maybe wine or something?"
Huh. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe the guy who told me is trying to pull some sort of trick to make it look like it's a house or something.
Well, you know what they say though. The worst looking places always has the best food.
Yeah. Let's double check anyway.
You see she nods and is like, "Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover." But I guess it's like, what's the purpose of the cover of the book if it's, anywho. She walks in. And you guys see that Laura gets this look in her eyes immediately as you guys walk in, and it's like, I don't think this is strong. I think this is maybe we should just go back to the other place, where
Zelron, who was kind of like behind her, he is going to lock the door behind them.
she like turns around and is like, maybe we should go, and then click, and she says, why have you locked the door, dear?
You can drop the act, whoever you are.
Roll either intimidation or persuasion, your choice.
Intimidation, please.
Yeah, can you get advantage? Because I'm kind of like helping with the locking of the door and everything. Or wait, hang
Yeah.
on. Who should which which one you're asking? Is there any lady in particular? Because I kind of want to see if who has the highest intimidation, just to see.
Oh, probably you. I have shit for charisma.
Intimidation, I have a +4.
Yeah, you should be the one rolling, fool.
Alright.
Roll with,
Say again.
roll with advantage.
Okay. Yes, I was just waiting for the words.
Ooh.
Yeah, god damn it.
Ooh. Hey,
Double
that's still
roll.
good. That's still good.
16's not bad. You see, she says, "The act? What are you talking about, darling? Is this like a boys thing? Am I? Oh, I'm probably not supposed to be here. It's like a boys' adventure. My bad. I'm kind of like cramping your style. I'm sorry."
Alright.
You know-
alright.
For someone who's being promised 25k in gold, you're honestly not that bad in this whole facade. I mean, hell, even I thought you were Alora for a good time.
She says, "Darling, whatever do you mean? I am Alora. That's me."
Alright. Time to cut the act. For real this time. Who are you? And where is the real Alora?
So you did hear, and you see she tosses the wooden staff that she uses to kind of like walk, and you see she says, "How long ago did you find out?"
Just last night. And honestly, we could have taken it up for possibly being blackmailed. Maybe someone was using Kima for a ransom. But I think we all know that the real Laura doesn't have black hair, much less wearing a ponytail.
Yeah, you have sharp eyes, don't you? The illusion around Alora Vysoren fades away, and you see a woman with dark hair, pale skin, all black clothing. These purple, kind of like violet looking soft satin gloves around her arms. She's got these stockings and she's got these heels. And you see, she says, "I don't think we ever have met before, but you have such an intriguing scent, you." And she says, "Before we, get any ideas of hostility, we should introduce ourselves." And she just casually, puts her hand out in front of Lucas and says, "Delilah."
Motherfucker!
Knew it.
Yeah.
Zelrond didn't know it, but god damn it.
No, neither does Lucas.
Fuck.
God damn it, Carlo!
Matt's gonna kill me because he's like, "I want Delilah dead forever." Nope.
I've only
You see
ever
that?
I've only ever seen the first season, that's how I know.
Oh, she's worse in the actual campaign.
Oh no, I don't. Oh gosh.
Lucas isn't going to reach out to Shake, but just kind of looks and is like, he never answered his question. Where is Alora?
Give me one good reason I should give you that information.
And while she's facing Lucas, he's gonna come up behind her with his scimitar, and he's gonna make it like glow with green flames, and he's gonna put it up to her neck behind her. I'm pretty sure this will sweeten the deal for you.
That, and if you have any idea of who I am, you know very well what I'm capable of.
Oh, I have heard stories of you. And of you, little prince. But you should understand that I have seen things. I have seen so many people try to put me down before, and I have been hurt, and I have had things taken away from me. So even if you were to kill me now, there is a piece of information that I hold that is too valuable for you. So I don't think. And she turns to you, Zilron, and she grabs the blade of your scimitar, and it's just like scalding her fingers as she's holding it up to her neck, and it's leaving a mark. And she says, I don't think you're going to do it.
Try me. You don't know what
Hold
I'm
it.
capable of.
Hold it, Zell.
And he kind of like eases off of it a bit.
You see, she says, it would seem like the little wolf has reason to parley.
How long have you been tailing our little band, then?
Only a short time. When I heard that Alora was the one protecting you, I had to make a move, but the ones who fashioned a brand new body for me said not to be too hasty. You were off continent for a while, but then you came back. Needed a way to get here. Took a dragon. Much faster than walking, as it turns out. A simple little illusion magic, and everyone's fooled. Even her own student.
How long exactly?
She says. Right when you arrived on continent from the Iceberg Fortress, the switch happened. She never talked to the Queen. She never made sure that you weren't being watched. In fact, if people saw us now, I would be heralded as the hero. Isn't it funny how it works out?
He's gonna take his scimitar and he's just gonna take it away from her throat and he's gonna just kick her forward.
She does not resist and hits the wood.
And he's gonna sheath it.
Lucas is going to look to her. Okay. Can I roll to try and connect maybe some of the dots from my dream that night and to Delilah?
Roll either a wisdom or intelligence check.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Wisdom is higher, so let's do that. Fuck, 10.
You connect some of them. You met Delilah mentioned that she needed a brand new body fashioned. Now, from what you know, Delilah was permanently killed a long time ago. So, having that dream where Godric asked his mother for a brand new body, and now her saying these things, you essentially think that Delilah and Godric are in cahoots.
And because of being around Alora and probably hearing many, many stories, can Lucas assume that this is, in fact, Delilah Briarwood?
Yes.
Okay. So Lucas is just going to look at her, tilt his head, and go, so how does someone with the connection of a wannabe god have allies with the son of a fae?
He says. So you found out.
Let's just say I've heard of who you are. And the fact that you should be dead.
Well, I have friends in high places, boy. And as it
More like
turns
friend-
out,
More like friends in exiled places.
a funny way of putting it, but effective nonetheless. Well, our allyship runs deep. And we've always, just sort of naturally, been drawn towards each other. And I was in need. My friends have scratched their back. It was their turn to scratch mine. And she begins kind of like standing up, and you see she like groans. Enough talk, boys. Are you finally ready to play?
Where is Allura? I don't know why the fuck I said it like that. Where is Allura?
She says. You see that there's a little bit of like, I swear to God, like an illusion once again crosses across her face, and it's like her head like moves quicker than it's like naturally supposed to. Like the kind of like Morbius meme where it goes like, "Ah!" Says, she's safe. And then it whips back to facing forward, and she says, you're not going to get that out of me. I would like everybody to roll for initiative because it's time.
It's literally just us, though. Oh god.
It's the two of us versus.
Delilah
God
Briarwood.
damn it, Carlo!
Damn it.
Why?
Maybe we should have gone with the first
Why?
one.
No, we still would have been in the same situation
Yes,
where
but
we'd
then
be
we would
facing
have-
off.
Will you have more party members?
We'd still be facing off against one of the most terrifying necromancers of Taldore. Though actually, to be fair, she did originally come from Wildbound, but moving on. Oh, crap.
No. Oh, thank Jesus.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
Thank Hilera.
Oh, I am going to be so happy when I can roll initiative with advantage.
Okay, we're gonna unfog. How do I do
Yeah, that-
that? We're gonna click off fog. There we go.
There we go.
And then we turn on the funny grid.
Funny grid.
Oh my god. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I know it looks like a church, but guys, I promise it's a house. Let's get some battle music.
I'm in the church.
Oh, this is going to be hell.
Yeah, you guys are fighting Delilah. Na, 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 na.
Like there in
why?
Taldore. I've been 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so crazy.
Oh,
waiting for that to eventually happen. All right, set active.
why, Carlo?
Cause you know. Oh, she's not. There we go. Okay.
She's not.
Oh. Oh yeah. Allura is. Anyways.
Oh,
I what am I doing? I gotta.
wait, so which grid are we
press this
snapping to
button.
again?
Is it
We're
not synaptic?
No, I can see the grid, but it's a little confusing considering it's overlapping.
Because it's overlaid. It's overlapping with the other grid.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean, we can stick with the one that's already there on the map.
Yeah.
Disable the regular grid.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna be a-okay.
There
All
we
right.
go.
So the fight begins. Holy fucking shit! Look at that amazing ass natural 20 on the initiative. All right.
Do we ignore these chairs in the middle though? These pews.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say like it's open floor. Yeah, combat begins. Zelron, you're the first to act. You see Lady Delilah Briarwood stands up and is like, very like Lady Dimitrescu, like standing up. Yeah, you are the first to act. What do you do?
I was not expecting this so soon. Okay. So, he is gonna use a bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
He is expeditious retreated, and then he's going to use his regular action. Well, first he's gonna move. Well, he's gonna move up there, and he is going to just regular hit with the scimitar, but with using green flame blade. Also, he is going to use one of his sorcery points to use Never mind. So, I'll just
You
do that.
realized you were going to be using Quicken Spell, weren't you?
No, I was gonna use a powered spell, but I have to wait until the damage die is rolled.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he's just gonna attack regularly.
Right.
Shit. Okay. Okay. Guess not.
You run up, swing the sword. She dodges just underneath it and smiles. That's your main action. Anything else?
No. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Finishing at the end of Zelron's turn, Delilah will take a legendary action.
No, god damn it. Why?
They're gonna come into this house and be like, "Oh God, our friends are dead."
She'll take a legendary action to. Let's see here. How far? 10, 15, 20, 25. She will use her legendary action to move without provoking op attacks. She grows bat wings on her back and just flies, and then zooms right up next to Lucas rather. That finishes Zelron's go. That's going to be then Delilah, who zooms directly next to Lucas and is going to go ahead and roll some attacks.
Oh.
Wait, she has melee attacks?
Oh yeah, she does. You see that?
The fuck?
You see that she is going to. She's going to make 2 bite attacks on Lucas. The first one is going to be
Oh, fuck.
13.
Nope.
The second one is going to be a 26.
Yep.
All right. You're going to take 6 piercing damage. And then
Ow.
you're going to take, in addition, 11 necrotic damage.
Oh, fuck.
And your... Okay, gotcha. Your hit point max is reduced by 11.
Oh, fucking vampire bullshit.
That's gonna finish Delilah's go. Lucas, you're up. Zelron, you're on deck.
Okay. Unfortunately, I had a feeling that might happen. So, as a bonus action, as like she's biting into him, he's just gonna let out as anyone would. He's gonna let out a scream of pain. But as he does, he's going to morph, and I'm going in hybrid transformation.
Yeah.
It's fucking Beowulf time. Let me switch the token. And then I'm going to take a predatory strike at Delilah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, god damn it!
As you do, she ducks under and pushes your kind of like claw out of the way. Hell yeah, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Finishing Lucas's go, you howl and turn into this Beowulf, reaching out, trying to hit Delilah. It's going to finish Lucas's go. Zelron, you're up.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Epic sauce. Alright, so he is going to go up and he's going to quicken spell. Firstly, Booming Blade to Miss Briarwood. So Scimitar Attack-ku for bonus action.
Alright.
And okay, fucking I died. So he's gonna use his regular action to This is bullshit. Why? Does that hit at least 16? Does it hit, please?
16.
That better.
No, 16 matches. I'm sorry.
What?
You see that, you see, you swing the scimitar into her, and you see she just like holds it, and pushes you back. You kind of like hold your balance though. And yeah, anything else, Oren?
Yeah, Delilah got fucking
Alright.
decided to become a fucking tank this time.
Right.
She learned.
What the fuck?
Okay, so technically, since it's after my attack action, can I hit her with a flurry of blows?
Use your bonus
Actually,
action for the weapon
I
attack.
definitely did.
Yeah.
Fuck. Damn it.
all
Nothing
good.
else. Nothing else.
All right. Cool. Finishing Zelron's go, Delilah looks between the two of you, sees herself surrounded, and smiles to herself. She grows bat wings on her back and sort of like flies back. Both of you get op attacks.
Oh, fuck yeah. Predatory strike from me. Nope.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. So, booming blade yet again.
Yep.
God damn it! Why does this keep happening to me? Oh.
Damn. Okay. Delilah's fucking dexterous as she's dipping and kind of like dodging under you guys' attacks.
What the hell?
You see,
Oh. Mage armor. God damn it.
yes, sir. You see that she,
Mage armor.
I'm telling you, she learned from VM. So she steps back and like holds her hands out like this, and in this like Kamehameha stance. And dark magic grows kind of like around her hands as she points this burst out towards you. I need a con save from both of you.
Oh shit. Oh wait, save. 12.
Failure.
Yeah, I thought so.
Something I can do. There's something, goddammit, something that can help me fix this. I
Not
can't.
me.
I can't. Never mind. Okay.
Hey, success.
Yee.
Lucas, you take full. Zelron, you take half. This is necrotic damage, in case anyone has any.
60.
But
Of course it is.
Zelron, you take
Oh, fuck it.
24. Lucas takes 48.
I was kidding.
I
we're
am
getting
down.
close. Oh shit.
Lucas is down and demorphs.
Oh wait, hang on. How much? Okay, how much did I take again?
24.
Oh fuck.
What the fuck?
All right.
A smirk crosses her face, and she says, "Out of your league, wolf." Shoots the spell out towards you. As it hits you in the chest, Lucas, it's going to finish Delilah's go. Lucas, go ahead and make me a death save.
Oh, thank fuck.
You see that as you're floating in the darkness, you kind of like Kingdom Hearts 2 death screen where the heart is like floating above Sora. You see that you look to your left and you see Colsax, and you look to your right and you see Alora, and you make the conscious decision to move towards the light. That's gonna finish Lucas's go. Zelron, you're up.
Okay, quick question. Quick question. Okay, so how far are we from like people? I know this is like a secluded house and all, but like, is there like, can we notice when we passed by? Did we notice any people anywhere near here?
Yeah, like, it would take you, like, it would only take you like a couple minutes to like get to like the closest like neighborhood.
Shit.
Oh shit. We did not think this through.
Well, I have an idea.
Do it. I'm unconscious.
Okay. Alright. So. Epic sauce. Alright, so he is going to attempt to... Okay, so he is gonna look to her, and he's gonna say, "Be seeing you," and he's gonna cast darkness.
Oh yeah. She is going. No, she's not. You see, because you see that you throw your hands down and darkness emerges in the entirety of the house, and she looks around and says, "You are a coward, Prince." And yeah, you spread the darkness through the house.
Alright, so while she is kind of in this darkness and like, since I have dark vision, he's gonna try attempt to pick up Lucas's body and skedaddle.
Okay, easy enough. You pick up Lucas's body. You guys skedaddle. I'm gonna say for the time being, we're out of initiative, but we will come back to it.
Alright. Well, can I use Step of the Wind to help make it so that we get out of there faster?
Yes, and I'll be nice. You only have to use it once.
Okay.
You skedaddle. The wind kind of like guides you as you rush forwards towards this residential area. You turn back and you see Delilah coming out of the house, kind of like sniffing the air, and looks in your direction. Her eyes glow red, and she says, "There you are." Turns into a bat, flies. But you see that as she's chasing after you, you see fire directly on the right of the bat that is blown out and pushes her off course. She turns back into Delilah, looks, and it would seem for a short time she is being hunted. You run off towards this residential area. Yeah, you see these villagers kind of like look at you with this like with Lucas unconscious, and you're kind of like sweating. Some of these like townsfolk look at you and are like, "Is everything all right? What's going on?"
Not really much. Here. He's gonna kind of set Lucas down. Take care of him.
Some of the like townsfolk nod. There's one that kind of like steps up and starts cleaning up Lucas's wounds. One hands a potion to Lucas, you regain here. Gotta roll these.
And he's going to down a potion himself, and he's gonna look around to where Delilah is and see what would like what's going on with that, why she kind of like veered off course.
Okay.
So he's gonna down a greater healing potion.
Okay. Lucas regains 13.
Where is
Ironic.
my potion? Can't find my potions. Oh, there they are. But it was right there staring me in the face. There we go. 14.
Hell yeah.
Not much, but it'll work.
Yeah, Lucas, you see this townsfolk is like patching your wounds. You see, you look to your left, and a straight up like evacuation of Rosanna has been called as like all the townsfolk are starting to run away. Yeah, Lucas, you look up and you don't see Delilah anymore. You see Zelrun is still there, and the townsfolk just like patching it up.
So immediately, as like he gains consciousness, he just bolts upright with like this guttural wolf-like growl. Just looks around.
Don't worry. Even if she were to come back, we'll have people who will be on our side.
Wait, what happened?
Well, he got downed, and I unfortunately got, taken I got taken down as well, so I sought to get us out of there. At least to get us around some people so people can see that we're not the monsters here.
Where'd she go?
She's still there. Something odd happened, though, when she came out of the house. Something seemed to have struck, kind of taken her down off the backs of us while we were running. And he's gonna get up and he's gonna look around and see where she might have gone to.
Okay. You see that, you see off in the distance a plume of fire, and you just hear her yell. And you see, like, her skin being, like, scalded. And you see that Delilah Briarwood is being chased by 2 dragons. And you see that she kind of, like, holds them back for a second, and coming down, they're kind of, like, held on both sides. And coming down the center is a gargantuan phoenix that is flaming, and you see on the back of it Mistress Emiko, who flies in and sets Delilah's cloak on fire, who goes and is like burned. You see that hell yeah, I'm gonna load up the brand new map now.
Oh no.
Location is moved. Put you guys on here real quickly. So I'll say kind of like this lower portion is like going towards the village, or like the city, and like all the townsfolk are running away and shit like this. And hell yeah. So you guys would be right here. I'll add Lucas.
Yes, please. Wow.
And then we'll add Delilah, and the 2 dragons, and the phoenix.
As soon as Lucas realizes that Emiko is on the phoenix, he's just looking at like, oh shit.
Gonna set these bad boys active.
Something tells me that she's not here to help us. But
Considering the shit talk we gave her.
But at least she's off our backs now.
We still need Delilah.
Yeah, we do.
How do I? Oh well, I'll just put her next to the phoenix,
Alright.
and we'll play pretend.
And he's gonna say, Lucas, you might wanna heal yourself up a little bit before we go in again.
Why are you talking to me? Go kick her. Go make sure that they don't fucking kill Delilah.
Good idea. And he's gonna run up, and he's gonna look up. Hey! Hold the phone!
You see, Emiko pulls back the phoenix. The 2 dragons, Delilah, like, stops focusing on the spell. Emiko looks down towards you. Delilah turns, like, her head to face you. It's like...
Well, actually, when she does that, I want to... Okay, so since she's kind of, like, distracted and she kind of, like, turns her head for a second, is there a way I can, like, knock her out just to put her to sleep?
We're gonna do a Box of Doom roll for this. And
Oh,
we're gonna
I don't
say...
even know what that
Oh
is.
shit. Oh shit. Oh
What's
no.
Box of Doom roll again? I know we've done them, but, like, what are they again?
It's just...
Oh, they're not just rolls. When you say Box of Doom, they're not just regular rolls. There's no way.
Not really, no.
So, okay. What would be the proper skill for this? Okay.
So while he's figuring that out, basically Box of Doom roll is basically a roll that when you make it, whether even if you succeed or if you pass the check, it's going to end up resulting in something major happening for the combat initiative. It's a method that's used by Brennan Lee Mulligan of Dimension 20.
Oh, the fake CEO of Venmo.
Yeah, fake CEO guy. Yeah.
Love you, Brendan. So here's what we're gonna do. The DC for this, I'm gonna say, is gonna be an even 20.
Okay.
You're gonna
Oh,
roll, which is doable. You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll an acrobatics check, and I'm just gonna have you roll just one d20, and you have to roll as you had a +6, so you got to get a 20. You got to roll a 14 or higher on this d20, which is doable.
It is doable.
That is doable. Yeah,
Okay.
see what I mean now?
Okay, so all right. Okay, just straight D20, or are you going to just roll the acrobatics?
Let's go ahead and roll straight d20. If you roll 14 or higher, Delilah Briarwood gets knocked out. Sorry,
Okay. All right. Epic sauce. Okay. Fucking shit.
Oh,
God damn it.
fuck. No.
So
You
okay,
see-
okay. So since I failed this, he's just gonna, as you know, kind of she like looks and she sees that he's gonna punch, like he's just gonna be like move her out of the way, and he's gonna be like, just pretend that he wasn't gonna punch her at all.
He's like, how rude, and is like pushed out of the way. You see Emiko looks down and is like, what is the meaning of this? Get out of the way.
By the looks of this, it would seem that she is on your mark. So, I will let you get back to it. But first, we need her for our own purposes.
She says, you really think I'm gonna let one of my bitter enemies just walk off with someone who stole my student? Are you kidding?
Now,
Are we technically considered out of combat for this, or is this still like an initiative?
We'll be out of combat for this, just right now.
Yeah, okay.
okay. Well, on any normal circumstances, trust me, I wouldn't want to see your face either. But if you have a little iota of humanity in you, you would want her to at least be with us for a bit. She stole our friend, and we need to get her back, and she is the only key to getting her back. So all we're asking you to do is just to not kill her for now. You can get your mark done just after we get done with what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And And I'm guessing, Lucas. I'm guessing Lucas can kind of hear the conversation between Emiko and Zelrin from the kind of distance he is at. I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Lucas kind of looks up a little bit and is like, to Emiko, and is like, "Wait a minute. Say what you just said again, word for word."
See, she says, I'm not going to let one of my bitter enemies walk away with a man who stole my student.
One of your bitter enemies. You know who this is.
She nods and says, of course I do. Everyone knows who this is. Now,
No. That's different. You know who this is.
She-
Inside and out.
she gets this look of realization upon her face and says, yes, I do. But what you are suggesting, let me finish what I came here to do. and we can both walk away scot-free.
If she dies on your hands, we can't find our friend. I can't find the person who is the whole reason I was granted asylum to begin with.
Gonna have one of you guys roll me persuasion at advantage.
Him.
All right, he's also gonna tack this on too. He says this, and he's just gonna say, "Emiko, look, I get it that we are definitely people the last people you should be trusting, but this is true. Just if you need to, watch over us." Oh, I don't even need to do it, but I'll roll it. I don't need to do it. That's the max roll, baby.
Oh, shit.
She on the back of this phoenix, who, yep, it's golden, in case you want it. You see,
no shit.
She says, "Fine." And she looks to the two dragons and says, "Leo, Draco, we are leaving."
Wait.
God damn it.
Wait. For extra security, for your own peace of mind and our safety, let's keep one of your dragons around, just to keep close watch on her. And if she does anything, that's when he can fire.
That, and it would allow you to have at least some hand in this, instead of having to back off completely.
Fine. She looks to the blue dragon Draco, who nods and lands directly next to Delilah. And you see that she looks at the green dragon and says, "Leo, come on then. Emiko, the Phoenix, and Leo banish."
I'm going to say throughout this, Lucas is kind of walking his way over because he doesn't want to shout all the way across.
Mhm.
There. And then he says to Delilah, "There we go. Now, let's try this again."
She looks at you and says, "What is it with boys and being so stubborn?"
Hey, we spared your life for a few measly day or two. So, you at least owe us that sort of debt.
"Oh, that's great. I owe you a debt." "Yes, of course. This makes perfect sense. What was I thinking?" And she breathes in and exhales, and for the time being, we are out of initiative. I know we weren't really in initiative, but I'm officially.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here. Okay. And she says, "Okay, fine. What do you want to know?"
Firstly, we would like to know where Alora is. Actually,
no beating around the bush this time.
her exact location.
Oh shit, he dropped.
It was too much for her to bear.
So your questions?
Oh,
First off, exact location of Alora.
yeah. And we said it all dramatically too.
And no beating around the bush.
She looks at you guys and she says, "Right. She's safe right now. She's safe. I'll be truthful because you have spared my life. I owe you that much. In all honesty, When the switch happened, she was handed over to Titania of the Sealy Court, and only she knows Alora's actual location. That and her son Godric.
So you handed her off to some person who... So you don't know her exact... So you personally do not know her location.
That is correct.
No. But that's gonna be a bit of a problem for us. I'll explain later.
You see, she says, what happened was Godric needed help getting to his goal. He was trying to break some sort of chain, release something. And he couldn't do it alone. And he's gathering as many followers as he can, and he's building an army. I happened to only be a spirit at the time, but I could offer my advice. And with it, he tricked his mother into giving me a new body. Now, vampires and fairies have been enemies for as long as time has stood. But to gain Titania's favor, I handed her one of the most talented wizards, Alora, and Titania has her. But the reason Godric wanted me was not only to get to Tharizdun, but he's also trying to overthrow Titania right now. As we speak, there's a war happening in the Feywild. Titania's monarchy is crumbling. I've said too much already. Is there anything else, boys?
That answered my second question on how a deadbeat necromancer somehow ended up with the same abilities as her deadbeat husband.
You see, she stomps in the grass towards you and says, one more word about him, and it's your head on a stick.
Please, you're not the one here who's going to be making the threats.
Not only that, I've heard worse threats. I've been the target of worse threats by magical practitioners more powerful and more crafty than even you.
She says,
And I've been to literal hell, so there's nothing that can scare me anymore.
well, that's great. I believe we're done here, are we not? And she turns around.
Hold the phone. He's gonna grab her by the arm. You aren't the one that's just gonna get to leave. Lucas, are there any other questions that you might have?
Maybe. The fact that you said that, and he's going to look to Delilah and is like, the fact that you've heard of me, for one, and using that ridiculous nickname of mine, you've obviously met Zigbar.
He nods and says, briefly, we're on the same side, but I haven't had much conversation with that man who only ever sees things in black and white, which is a ridiculous way to live. I don't agree with him on many things.
Is Godric the one that pulled him here?
She says, no. That was Titania. And with enough convincing, he switched sides and is trying to help Godric overthrow the Queen right now.
Sorry, I'm trying to write this down.
Okay.
Lucas is then going to think a little bit in like the stories he's heard about Titania and the fairies, and is like, something doesn't make sense here. Titania is the queen, yes, but most that I've heard about her, she was also betrothed of the king of the fairies, Oberon. Where does he play in all this?
She says, their marriage has been on the rocks lately, but he is sort of conflicted. He's been out of the war effort for a bit. The thing about Godric is he's always honestly sort of been a daddy's boy, and, you know, Oberon loved his son a lot, but he loves his wife. He's not sure of which side to pick, and so he's just sort of, I guess the best word is passive, watching the war from the sidelines.
Those people are honestly sometimes the worst.
Oh. Is there anything else, boys?
I'm all questions. Looks back to
Mm.
Lucas again.
I think we got enough. Looks over to the dragons like, you got anything you want to say about this?
You see, the dragon just kind of like looks to Delilah, looks back at you guys, and then just like shakes its head.
Hmm.
And he says, Zelran says, "Alright then." And he lets her go. Like kind of just like throws her arm to like back towards her. And he says, "Alright, dragon. Do what you will with her."
Hmm. And before that, actually, it's like, Lucas is going to be like, I got a more entertaining idea. Oi! Blue guy looks to the dragon again. You ever play catch? And he's just gonna grab Delilah and like literally throw her at the dragon.
You see that you grab Delilah, you like Super Mario 64, like toss Bowser. You toss Delilah, and you see that she turns into a bat, flies away, and the dragon chases after her. And yeah, you guys are left on the hill. You see some of the like villagers are coming back to the city. Some of them are like confused, looking around. Yeah, Delilah is gone for the time being.
And he's gonna look to Lucas and he says, "I dare say that I enjoyed that."
A little bit, but we've got a problem now. Even more than even maybe a little bit more than the idea of Zigbar roaming around, just breaking the fabric of fucking reality.
Yep, then we gotta worry about these chain breakers.
And the goddamn Fae.
And whenever he sees the people coming back to the village, he is gonna say, "Alright, well, firstly, I'll have to go and, we'll have to go and talk to the Bright Queen ourselves, and hopefully get some of this notoriety off our backs. And luckily I have this to help get me through the city without much notice." He pulls out his pedigree scroll, his what's it called again? Position of privilege pedigree scroll thing that kind of shows that he's a high caliber person, I guess. Just so no one can like question him. But yeah, he's gonna go over to the villagers and he says, Thank you all for helping us out when we needed it."
Yeah, sorry if I startled some of you guys when I woke up. I sometimes have a bad throat.
They say, "No, it's quite all right. It's a high tense situation. Thank you for protecting us from her."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just by looks alone you can tell who that was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's. Let's see. I remember. From what I remember Alora saying, she hasn't been seen in Exandria in decades.
Oh. Well, I'm sure some of the elders in the town kind of saw. But
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Now, I believe we have a little bit of a trip, or at least, I have a trip to the Bright Queen. Lucas.
Oh, I'm coming with you.
Oh, well, even better.
Um, hell yeah. You guys head off to the castle. You see that, yeah, you guys arrive to this illustrious sort of obsidian looking castle with elements of essentially it kind of looks like I gotta explain in Minecraft terms. It's like obsidian and like quartz and shit. So the castle is pretty nice. You guys walk in. You request an audience with the Bright Queen of the Cream Dynasty. You see, they tell you to kind of wait in a room for a bit.
Yeah.
Put you down.
As we're walking up, and like Zelron's doing his thing, yada yada. Like afterwards, like whenever Zelron is like yada yada, we're here to see the Bright Queen. Lucas finally just kind of looks and it also looks at the guard and is like, "Take us to your leader."
Guard nods. She eventually
turns back to Zelron. I always wanted to say that.
I mean, I guess the sentence. I mean, he's just kind of confused because he doesn't get the reference.
Yeah, Lucas just kind of finally realizes that and is like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's not a thing here." Wait.
I'm sure if Crystalina was here, she'll probably know what you meant.
Yeah, okay. So I'll try and explain this another time, but honestly, it might just go a little bit past your head.
Well, nothing goes past my head. My reflexes are a little too quick. I can catch it.
Oh my god, is this what my sister has to deal with?
You see eventually the guard kind of like comes back and is like, all right, the Bright Queen will see you now if you both are ready.
We are.
Yes.
All right. You guys walk in. You see, you walk into this throne room where the Bright Queen sits with kind of like her council. You see that it is this like raised throne where she kind of like has her legs crossed. She's got this like purple, like deeper purple skin, and she's got like this white crown, like exaggerated makeup, and this like white kind of like dress that like has one leg showing.
I forgot the Bright Queen's a drow, isn't she?
Yes, sir.
Not so bright. I'm so sorry. That was racist.
I was about to say, there's a whole set of irony here.
How to be racist in D&D?
Oh, that's never a problem.
Oh,
Like, no, seriously. I mean, okay, the whole thing with the Hadozi situation aside, because nobody wants to hear about that, because that was just terrible anyway. Look at the freaking structure of, like, the draconic type races. For the most part. Like, there's the Dragonborn, and then just everybody hates kobolds.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
True. You see the Bright Queen looks down at you guys and is like, you hear like a voice saying like, now presenting before Laylis Kreen of the Kreen dynasty, also known as the Bright Queen, Prince Zelron Dethona, and Lucas Tenjira. You see Bright Queen looks down and says, well, good evening to you both. Is there something I can help you with, boys?
First, he's gonna do a bow, and he's gonna say, well, I'm not sure if you know, well, I doubt you know me, but you might recognize, my mother. Uh, he kind of freezes up, and he's just like, Lucas, help me out, please.
Lucas just kind of looks at Zelrun like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And then just turns to the
He's
Bright
enamored
Queen
by
and is
her
like,
beauty.
and just kind of looks to the Bright Queen and is like, well, you may not 100% know us personally by name. You at least know the names of our parents. I assume. At the very least. I don't know.
Hilera.
Jason Tenjiro.
You see she nods and says, oh, I see. Oh, points at Zelron and is like, you're Hilera's kid.
Yes, and we are also kind of along in that same vein. Fen, we have a friend, Fen Kayan Krestos. You know.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting you guys are cousins, honestly.
And I'm sure you remember, you know, Stamos, and then even further beyond that, King Krestos, and if I remember correctly, you guys had some history together.
Yes, I would certainly hope that I had history with my husband. Yes.
I forgot they were. I forgot they were married.
Anyway, and I don't believe you've actually met my father, but I know at the very least his name does carry some, for lack of better words, popularity here in Wildmount.
She nods and says, well, you all, Laura tells me a lot. Your father what am I saying? Your father vanquished Asmodeus a long time ago, but yeah, a lot of people know him because of that.
Right, after making a pact with Asmodeus, but that's a whole nother problem in itself. Moving on from that, okay, here's the long story short.
We're wanted fugitives.
A lot of bad shit. Well, there's that. Let me get to that later. So, long story short, there's a cult here in Exandria that's trying to bring back the same guy that was supposed to be brought back years ago, during our parents' adventure time. There's also this one asshole who you guys have known as the Nobody, who is trying to aid and abet that, but is also, for lack of better words, and please don't ask me to explain any in extensive detail, is trying to bend the multiversal fabric of reality. Like I said, don't ask why. Not only that, we're also, because of all this and through political manipulation, me, my friend here, and our party are wanted fugitives here and in Taldore. All fake news. For the record, I did not threaten any of those nobles. There's a whole other few things that kind of happened in regards to the Dwindle family, but honestly, it probably should not say anything because it's not really my place to say. Moving on from that, we also have been pursued by another asshole by the name of Vincent Ripley, who works with the Excalibur Project. Also, by the way, who even thought of that? Anyway, moving on from that.
Who is?
Not only that,
It is owned by. Let's not forget, it's owned by Drakeon, that cowardly bastard.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you know of yeah, you know of Drakeon. How much of a loon that one is.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on from that. We came here into Rosanna a few days ago, and we were under the presumption that Laura Vysoren was going to be talking with you in the hopes that our reputation of needing to be pursued by the law should not be a problem here, only to find out that she never did, because apparently she was taken and replaced by someone who should have been dead a long time ago by the name of Delilah Briarwood. And so now we're here. Oh, also, we may have pissed off the head of the monastery of the Golden Chicken.
Okay, so apologies for the messy rundown between us.
I'm not sorry.
It's been one hectic few months, okay? And we just need a break from people killing us, people assassinating us, and people murdering us.
Wait.
And we were just wondering if you could, lift up our names, at least in this city. I don't know if you could do it for the entire, world, but it would be appreciated if you could. You guys can see that Zelron's just having a full-on breakdown here.
Yeah, Lucas is just looking at this like, wait, why are you breaking down?
Listen, I've been keeping this in for a long time. It is stressful on all of us. So someone has to. I mean, okay.
Yeah, but...
And that's not even mentioning the personal shit that's going on with the rest of our party members. We have
Okay, we're not getting into that. We're not getting into that.
We're not, but we have been through quite a bit. So, Miss Bright Queen, Your Grace, we would just ask that you just take away our notoriety around here and just help clear our names and let people know that we are not harmful and that we are just here and we're just here peacefully.
And I did not threaten to do anything to the Dwindles.
That too. And if possibly, if you could spread that through Tal'Dorei, and you don't have to, but it'll be appreciated.
Though, completely off the record, I don't regret pissing off what's-her-face from the Chicken Monastery.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll let you speak really quickly, and then I will go into more detail about that, because this is something that actually concerns your entire town.
City.
Right.
But one disaster at a time.
Well, you will be...
She's just looking at the two of them, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Just lore dumping on her ass.
She says, you will be exonerated, and for your time on the eastern side of the continent, you will not be pursued by the law or by any Excalibur drones. I've been working to make Excalibur illegal on this side of the continent. Look, 2-day shipping, sometimes it's more convenient than going to the store. I know, but it's not great, and supporting a person I don't like. So, and plus these drones have been trying to kill you.
And then Lucas is going to think for a second. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't there a Ripley connected to the Briarwoods?
She says, a long time ago, yes, but I myself am not familiar with the entire story.
Well, we'll open that can of worms when we get to it. So the notoriety thing, we're good?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, about that Phoenix, monastery. Okay. So as you know, well, obviously you would know, Your Radiance. This is, Emiko, Mistress Emiko, the leader who runs the place, she is not. Honestly,
We have
she.
some disagreements.
Yeah. She. Not only does she not educate them in the way that they should be, but mainly she beats on the students. And I mean badly. Not in like a sensei sort of way where maybe a slap here and there on the wrist or something like that, but even then that's not acceptable.
Aggressive.
But we mean full on beating, as in knuckles. Sometimes, I don't know, but we didn't see this part, but some people even said she used weapons on them. And Lucas, you can tell that he's kind of just playing this up just a little bit, you know, just make it a little bit more believable. But
So we tried talking to her about this. It led to a heated argument. We did okay. When I said that we kind of stirred shit over there, I will say completely for the record, nobody on either side of this conflict was attacked by the other opposition. Nothing was destroyed. It was just a bunch of wording. Maybe a couple of minor threats
well, that though,
from both sides.
yes. But he's gonna kind of walk up a little bit, if you don't mind.
I'm just imagining Lucas saying this, and everyone is looking at him like, "What the hell is this kid?" And Zelron's just like, "Dude, what the fuck? Back off!"
And he's gonna walk up a little bit, and he's gonna be like, "I've never been." Okay, allow me to get a little personal really quickly. I've never really been passionate about much of anything. My entire life was just mostly just doing the duty that needs to be done. But fighting is what gives my life purpose, and martial arts is what gives my life purpose. And to see that Emiko, the wife or the widow of my master, the one who's taught me everything I know, mistreat her students in such ways, it drives me insane, and it makes me want to do things that are unspeakable. But I know that that is not the way. So I bring this up to you, Miss Brightwing. Ignore him. Miss Brightwing.
Hey,
Easy.
I just want her to be off the bench. Someone needs to step in, and someone needs to take control of the Phoenix. The Phoenix Monastery of the Phoenix.
He leans forward and says, "Right. If this is true that she abuses her students, then she is to be taken off the staff, and all staff members aware of this abuse as well as partaking in it are to be removed immediately from employ at the Monastery of the Phoenix."
Yes, and when you get it, and
Yeah.
when you do employ a new headmaster, please look into them. Make sure that they have good intentions and really care about the students' well-being, and really do try to push out the best martial artists they possibly can. Nothing
with
would
the
bring
right
my
insights.
yes, nothing would bring my life and everyone else's lives in the monastery. Nothing would bring them more joy.
You see that from the throne, these magic sort of like steps appear as she walks down. It's like a long flight of stairs. It's kind of like long and like awkward. And she doesn't like say anything until she gets to the very bottom. She's like, "Okay. So, you mentioned, yes, a brand new master must be put in place. Someone who has good intentions and wants nothing more in life than to see these students flourish." And she puts a hand on your shoulder gently, and she says, Do you know any candidates?
Well, I did have.
Lucas raises his hand as a.
I. He yeah, well, before Lucas, he's just gonna. I don't have anyone. The one I knew was. He's gone. Oh. He might know someone.
I mean, it's debatable, but and honestly, all things considered, this might be a little complicated, but actually, I have a couple of suggestions, though one I'd probably recommend more than the other, but then again, I'm biased for some situations. The first, in some circumstance, though I don't think she's ever been here to Exandria, that's a whole other complication. Don't worry, But my sister, Dawn Tenjiro, my older sister by a couple of years, her particular fighting style is similar to that of the monks here in Exandria. Though, I mean, in all circumstances, though a little bit different from the Golden Phoenix and probably from Zoran, her method of drawing in the inner strength relies more of a draconic-esque nature that also is kind of part of a bloodline thing. I don't understand 100%, honestly, but the only reason I'd say that opinion might be a little bit difficult is because, well, technically my sister's not a citizen of Exandria, but then again, neither am I. You've probably heard a little bit about this because, like, Laura said something about you two being best buds or something like that. I don't know, but
He says, only a tiny bit. I'm not familiar with like multiverse travel and how you or your father or people get here, but
okay. So she went at least that far. Okay, good. So, like I said, probably not the best opinion, but then again, I've also never seen her be. I don't know. I'm biased. She's my sister. I like to give her shit anyway. So that's an option, at least if you want students to have sort of more of a draconic discipline and maybe be able to breathe fire. It's weird. I don't understand 100% myself. But aside from that, there is one other option that I know who, at this point, cares more about the monastery than the current person running it, who, honestly, is a bitch. I will say that openly. But
Can't be denied.
I agree.
This person cares more about the monastery than Emiko, and cares more about the students and their well-being, as well as focusing on their discipline. Granted. Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys for one bit. You see, he kind of leans in a little bit. I kind of raised my hand as a bit of a joke, because I was going to say I'm viable, but honestly, you do not want me running a monastery. So we're just going to forget I made that as a joke, but I am serious. This other recommendation, totally perfect. And thankfully, you won't have to look far, because I just project my hands over to Zoran, and it's like, it's this crazy son of a bitch.
Oh, you must. He looks to his right. Oh, there's no one there. Me, I don't know if I would be a good candidate. We still have the things to do, but I'm
Well,
not that good
I
of a
mean, yeah,
teacher.
I'm not.
Um,
That's debatable.
you see that the Break Queen says, I understand that you do have. Alora has told me that you have things to do across the world, and I'm aware of that. But one, when it comes to Emiko, there's like nowhere to go but up, right? Two, um, you care so much about these students, and you have mentioned how passionate you are about fighting and how martial arts gives you purpose. I think that for these students, especially being so young, having someone like you to look up to would be good for them. But if you decide not to take the job offer, then
It'd
you
be a
decide
stupid
not to take
idea.
it.
And besides, you're already teaching one of Emiko's old students. Looks back to Bright Queen. It's like, oh yeah, one of them actually left the monastery. Sammy,
Yeah, we kind of
great
stole
person.
someone.
No, we didn't steal. Okay,
Well, she offered for us to steal her. Well, I mean,
yeah, exactly. Okay, so I know I've been saying things pretty literal and slightly nonchalant, but no, we did not actually steal her. She came with us of her own volition.
Right.
This Zelrun here already started training her. I've sparred with her very aggressively, but that's a little bit on my side. I'm not a martial artist. I like fighting though. I like a lot like Zelrun. I was actually trained to fight at a young age. Also, also like my father as well, but there were different reasons for that than for the sake of being able to fight. You don't want to hear about it. But
Right. Well, I will say, I know, again, you have many things to do, and if you don't want to take it, that's fine. But if you do, you won't have to stay here the entire time. There are many other martial artists in the city as well that can take over temporarily if you have things you need to do in other cities. I can step in. I'm not a fighter, I'm more of a magician, but I have contacts, I've got friends. But, you know, what I'm trying to say here is you wouldn't have to stay at the city forever. But again, she looks at you and says, it's your choice, not mine.
well,
I'll make him say yes if I have to.
it's
Miss Bright? I don't really know 100%. I'm not really familiar 100% with talking with royalty. That was more my dad's department, and
your
to be
radiance
fair,
or your grace is probably the best option.
is her name actually Grace?
No, just like sort of like a respect thing, like your grace, your radiance, your majesty.
Okay, but why call her Grace if her name's not Grace? That doesn't make sense, Zell.
She's
Because
graceful.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, you just see it just kind of connects a little bit and is like, oh, wait. You know what? Forget I said anything. Actually, no. Maybe. I don't know. Looks kind of like there's a bunch of other people like sitting, like her council's like sitting watching this, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of looks off to the side, sees all of them, is like, all things considered, do you guys want me to go? I understand I'm probably... am I making this thing a little awkward for you guys here?
I think we
You
both
see-
were.
You see one of the council members who's like a dwarf with like a heavy brown beard looks down and is like, I mean, I'm personally not feeling awkward at all. Is anyone else feeling awkward? And then there's like silence in the chamber and there's like a
Look, now we made it awkward because you pointed it out.
Okay, well, I've said a few things that have probably made me seem like I'm
You don't
maybe crazy.
We don't have to continue. I'll take the job.
Oh, that
Until,
made my job easy.
until but until we, but until I can actually fully settle in, and once we finish what we have to do, we'll have to find a temporary person to train them. Um, but when we are finished here, and when things are all set and done, and everything is finished, I will come back and I will actually be a resident here in the city, and I'll make the monastery my entire life. I'll live, eat, sleep, and breathe martial arts, and I will do nothing but sit and teach these children and these students the ways, and just I will do everything I can to give these students a proper chance at training and a chance to be a great martial artist.
She nods and says, she like reaches out, shakes your hand, and says, "Great. We'll start looking for someone to temporarily fill the role until the time comes. But right now," and she power walks out and is like, "I'm gonna go have a talk with Emiko and her staff." She leaves.
Can I come with?
Yeah, I kind of want to see this.
Yeah. Also, actually, speaking of her, did you know she has some connection to Delilah Briarwood? Like, I'm not talking like, yeah, she knows because of,
The name.
the name, but no, she's actually told us that she has a direct connection of some sort.
I was not aware of this.
And apparently they're in cahoots with each other. And he's gonna
Not okay. No, well, as much as I want to say that, no, we are all. No, but she did say something along the lines of Delilah being a rival.
a rival, but not an enemy.
No, that's us.
The Bright Queen says, "I was not aware of this, and I am not sure of their history. Again, Delilah has not been seen for literal decades. Speaking of which,
Yeah, no, I thought so too.
yeah, I
Oh, actually,
So
that
that's-
reminds me. Speaking of Delilah, you might want to tell your citizens to maybe have some wooden stakes and some garlic around, because apparently Delilah's taken a page out of her husband's book and is a vampire, and is maybe in aid with the Prince of the Fae.
Jeez.
That's
One disaster at a time, Lucas.
all right."
I thought we took care of the other disasters.
Oh.
Well-
Well.
I'm-
I wouldn't want to ask too much of Her Grace's time, and
Two of the most stupidest characters in the
you said, yeah, we were the wrong people to go and talk to the Bright Queen. We got a himbo, and we got a person who's not good with conversation.
You see, the Bright Queen says, "All right. Well, first of all, I'll go yell at Emiko and her staff, and you guys can come with me if you want, and then I'll spread
Yes.
the news about." Fine, and then I'll spread the news about Delilah, and we'll see what we want to do from there. You see, yeah, she power walks, and eventually it's just kind of like,
We follow her.
hell yeah. She's just kind of, honestly, the power walk after a bit just kind of is like really slow, and she eventually walks to the monastery. Hell yeah. So you guys head to the monastery of the Golden Phoenix with the Bright Queen, who you see politely knocks on the door. You see Robin opens the door, and you see little Robin says, "Hi, can I? Oh, hi, Your Majesty."
We just kind of looked to Robin's like, Yeah, go get her, please.
Oh, hey. You see, he runs off like to her office, and you see like before he gets there, he like starts like calling all his friends, and he's like, guys.
Oh,
And then
before he does that, he's gonna look to Robin. He's gonna say, "See, just like I promised."
he like he kind of just like quietly runs up and like hugs your leg.
Oh, oh my God, that's so cute.
Dude,
And then
Lucas just turns to Zell and is like, see, you fit in already. You don't have to thank me yet.
He's gonna chuckle and like nervously, and he's gonna be like,
You're just thinking, oh, Lucas, I'm so gonna get you back after this.
Robin runs off, looks at his friends, and is like, "I told you so," and then goes away.
"Goddamn, they had betted on it and everything." Jesus Christ.
Of course, there's a fucking betting pool. I'm saying that out of character. First off, and then
same.
Lucas is Lucas is just gonna look as like, oh sweet, they had a betting pool. Why didn't I get a part of that?
Well, I mean, you were the one who you would have been kind of like, getting paid guaranteed, so you didn't really have a horse in the race, considering you were the one who helped get her here to get her busted.
Yeah, exactly. That would have made this so much easier, and I would have made a good amount. Okay. And you just realized it's like kind of talking like how he used to when he was a kid. It was like, okay, in my defense, I picked up a lot of bad habits from a guy who actually used to be a thief. And then I found out later that he was also immortal. Yeah, that's a whole other story. This guy's not like a god or anything. He just is like an immortal mortal who actually was a lot of fun to be around, but my dad hated it. Had some good times though.
Immortal.
An immortal.
Is that right?
So like so like
Can't die?
he's human. Yeah, he can't die. He could live forever, but he wasn't a god or a demigod.
So could they be killed?
No. Like seriously, I saw the guy get cut in half, smashed with a hammer. I saw a tree go through his stomach.
Oh.
See, my mother, she can be killed, but if she's just not getting killed, she can live forever.
You see, and no, here's another weird part. So there's one point where I actually shaved his head too, right? Literally within seconds, his hair grew back to normal. I don't know if that was just his own personal doing or... No, here's another weird thing though. So despite all that, he had this huge ass scar on him, but he said he got that after the immortality thing. I don't know how that works.
The people.
But yeah, no, he was a thief. He was actually a really cool guy though.
I swear that multiversal travel, and you met some insane people. I bet. I'd never heard of an mortal before.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it.
I'm gonna need to sit down.
Did Crystalina ever tell you about the one time when I first met her and we had to face off against a evil personality version of my dad who somehow took control of his body, but somehow my dad's soul got infused with his necklace that Crystalina then started to wear for a bit?
And he's gonna look to the Bright Queen and he's gonna say, suddenly, the world's threats and problems, they are much less problematic now.
I see that. It could be so much worse. It literally could be
worse.
Lucas then just realizes where he is and is like, oh shit, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that if my dad finds out.
Well, let's hope he doesn't find out.
You see that eventually Emiko comes down the stairs and is like, Robin, I told you to keep practicing, and looks at the door and sees the Bright Queen and gets this fearful look in her eyes and sees you guys behind her. It's like,
He's smirking.
"What
Surprise,
did
chicken
you-"
lady.
She grits her teeth and is like, "What did you do?" And you see the Bright Queen
For the
says,
record, Lucas said that very loudly.
Wait, when Emiko said what did you guys do? Like, was she saying that out loud to us?
yeah, she's saying it through like gritted teeth.
Oh, just the thing that we've promised.
She says, "I swear to," and the Bright Queen cuts her off and she's like, "Miss Emiko, it has come to my attention that you have been abusing some of your students and not properly teaching them. Now, I am not by any means an expert in the martial arts or self-defense or anything like this, but this clearly indicates that you are no longer a successful mentor, a successful teacher. How can you even call yourself a mistress or a leader or anything of the sort? You are to be removed from employ of the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix," Emiko says. "But, Your Majesty, You are to be removed from employ immediately, as well as all your staff who were aware of this abuse and who partook in it. And in addition..."
Wait, before like he says, "Excuse me, Your Grace." Go on.
Yes, of course.
Go on, Emiko. Try to deny it. Go ahead.
Lucas
Speak.
is like literally is like kind of joining and is like, and as like, I believe you had something to say to counter us.
She says, and drops her head and says, "No, I did not."
And
just to make this, just to make this worse to you, turns to all the students very loudly and is like, "If you were ever abused by this woman, or believe that her teaching methods were aggressive to the point of wanting you to leave the monastery, please raise your hand."
All the monastery students raise their hand, and you see, she looks around, and you see the Bright Queen says, "Right. Well, considering the fact that you, Emiko, are not a proper teacher, mentor, leader, or woman in any sense of the word, you are to be stripped of all your ties and affiliations to the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix, as is for your staff, and your students will be offered proper financial compensation for the damages dealt to them by you."
And therapy.
"Miss Bright Queen, I leave. Your things will be collected and sent to you if it is decided that you still own them." And
Just kind of looks just kind of bends over to Robin, is like, "Do you know if Emiko actually has some pretty cool shit in her office?"
oh my fucking god.
I think she does. She's got this really like cool like red bracelet that can change your fucking clothes and shit. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, that actually does sound cool.
You see Emiko walks out past the Bright Queen in that very kind of like kid mad at her mom kind of way, and you see she like as she's walking past the two of you, just doesn't make eye contact with you and just like hangs her head low.
Emiko.
She stops halfway to the door, turns around and looks at you.
Sabin would be disappointed in you. Matter of fact, I think he would be furious at you. What you've done here was against his ways, and you knew that. Your dead husband, his teaching methods, you knew. this wasn't the way, and yet you carried on. Shows that you never cared about his memory. So I must be the one to take your position, and therefore honor Sabin's memory in the way that it should be, by giving these students the proper teachings and proper discipline. You are hereby... I can't even continue to say words to you. You disgust
You want me to say him?
Carry on.
Okay. Probably going off of what he said, I have no fucking clue. I'm not a mind reader. I'm just a guy who is from out of town. You ever set foot in this monastery again? I'm not speaking on his behalf or behalf of the new staff of the monastery or new future staff. You ever set foot in this monastery again, or if you even try to teach with the same methods that you used on these kids, I will find you, and I will make sure that every monastery, not just in Wildmount, but in Taldore, in Marquette, in Isilra, everyone knows. And you will no longer be able to teach in any monastery on this plane again. Then turns back to the students and is like, ladies and gentlemen, meet your new master of the monastery, Zelrun Dathema!
And there's a huge round of applause, and everyone's
Wait,
like, yeah!
hang on.
And everyone's like,
Not yet. Temporarily, I still have certain things to work through, but yes, I suppose that I will be your new sensei.
huge round of applause. Everyone's like, yeah! And you see Robin in the back, like, I told you so! And you see, Emiko says nothing and leaves. The Bright Queen says, all right, well, now that that's dealt with, I will make sure all the staff is also vacated and find proper people to fill the role and temporarily take over for headmaster.
Think
One question. So what you said about Emiko's possessions, does that mean it's up for grabs for me and my friend here?
Whoa, okay, it's not...
I could use some of those. Leave some if you're gonna. Don't take too much, okay?
Okay, we'll just leave her like a really, really crappy chair.
Well, don't forget that that office will soon be mine. So I mean.
That's why I'm saying a really, really crappy chair. If she's got a good chair, you can still have it.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
though honestly, Robin told me about a possible bracelet that can change your clothes. I'm gonna call dibs on that.
You see the Bright Queen like pinches the bridge of her nose and is like, boys. You see she says, all right, well, if in case you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. But for the time being, and pats your shoulder, Zelrun, headmaster, I'll be off. And she leaves.
Thank you, Your Grace. Without you, these kids finally have a future to actually look forward to.
She nods and says, well, it's not me defining that future. Remember that. And like taps your head. And then she goes.
Lucas just kind of leans in and is like, so I can be like a part-time teacher here if you need, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said you like fighting, right? So I don't see why not.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go to your office and take that bracelet, and I'm just gonna walk away.
Okay, see you later, I guess.
And once again, towards the kids, and kids be like, kind of look towards the kids, smile and go. Not to sound corny or ironic or anything, but I guess now you guys can truly be reborn in the ashes of your bitch ass, whatever the fuck she was. And with any luck, both you and that guy over there, who's now your headmaster, might actually learn a few things from each other. Then also kind of leans into Robin, was like, by the way, I was the one who convinced him to try and be the master here, and even if he said no, I was probably going to make him do it anyway.
He's like, okay, thank you, sir, thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna go grab some shit and go heads off to the office.
Okay, I won't tell.
Oh, sorry.
You see, like one of the younger students in the back is like, "Yeah, not one free from our bitch ass master," and is like,
Okay, first rule: children who are under the age of 16, please, no swearing. Oh gosh.
Just like from the distance.
Leaving me to pick up the pieces.
You see, you head off to Emiko's office, question mark. It's quiet now. Emiko's vacated. You look at the chair, and Emiko used to sit there. But yeah, you find this little like rose-colored bracelet that almost kind of looks like a corsage in a way, that you're able to like put on your arm. And yeah, you can completely change your clothes at will.
I'm gonna test out a couple of times, look at it, kind of like put it, and then like put it in the bag of holding. Because I'm not immediately thinking that I'm thinking it would be good for someone else, but not for me. And is there any other cool shit in this office?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Hey, can Zelron go up there and help out with the rating?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, most of the stuff that
10
he's
for
gonna
me.
rate, he's probably just gonna leave there until he gets there.
Yeah,
but,
no. Basically, I'm just rating your office.
Damn. I don't even get first dibs. Damn.
No, because I'm the one that put you in that spot.
Fair.
Cool. On a 10, you... Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
You,
no.
see that, you kind of, like, riffle through a bunch of her, like, educational stuff, like notebooks and things like this. You pull open a drawer, and inside there is what looks to be, like, some sort of deck of cards.
No! God damn it! Oh god, why are you actually turning me into Grog for this campaign?
I'm
that-
just...
Is that a deck of many things cards thing?
It's
What?
probably a deck
No,
of many
that's
things.
not. I would never. That's...
You're gonna give me.
No.
I mean, it's either
ridiculous-
that or a deck of illusions, and I don't think it's the illusions deck.
Oh no, the deck of many horrors.
All right. Well, either way, I'm still gonna put that in my pocket.
Fair enough. Okay. Add deck of many things to your inventory.
Oh
You
my
see that?
Well,
I knew it!
Just put a card. Just put a card towards an enemy, and who knows? They might get blown up.
Ooh.
Maybe. You see Elliot. So after that, Zelron becomes the eventual, after kind of like, to be headmaster of Monastery of the Golden Phoenix.
The campaign ends.
So yeah, after that, you see the Bright Queen goes around the city and warns people of Delilah, who all the citizens begin kind of like preparing and like making sure their houses are safeguarded. And after that, a brief festival is held in the city of Rosanna to celebrate the Tournament of Dragons. A couple weeks go by.
I
Real quick before...
I just realized that we kind of did just leave our entire party members just sitting there waiting for breakfast.
Oh my god, you're right.
We never came back. It's been like how long have we been out? Like up until the point where we like raid Emiko's office.
Yeah,
It's probably
like
been a
full
good
day.
part of the day.
Oh my fucking god! I kind of want to see. Were they still there? That there's no way they were still there, just sitting, waiting on us. Were they?
I'd say they were probably there for a good part of the day.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I'm gonna say that they were with you guys, just really quiet. You see that, yeah, so a couple weeks go by. Before I run the scene, I want to ask, 2 weeks before the big tournament of dragons and everyone, like, comes from different monasteries around Wildmount, it was like 2 week downtime period where nothing is kind of like happening. Like Delilah doesn't show up. There aren't any incursions of demons. Strangely, there's no Heartless. In this like downtimey wishy-washy period, is there anything you guys wanted to do?
Yes. In this this time skip. Firstly, he's going to tell everyone at the monastery that he is changing the name from the Golden Phoenix to the Hellish Flames.
Nice.
Of course, you know. But then, he is gonna mostly just spend again the entire last 2 weeks just training Sam.
Hell yeah. Lucas, anything you'd like to do?
I'd say at this point Lucas is going to try and look a little bit more into Exandria's history, because up until now he's pretty much only known from what Alora's told him, which at this point is only like maybe some bits of Vox Machina. So at this point Lucas is going to try and like learn a little bit more about Exandria before doing anything else, and every once in a while he's going to head over to the monastery to help train some of the students, albeit more aggressively than what Zone would probably like, but I mean, he's not a monk, he's a barbarian, so...
Fair enough. You see that, Lucas, you receive a letter from the Bright Queen, who, letter basically says, might have found a development in the shadow creatures. Come to the castle at your earliest convenience. The Bright Queen.
I'm heading over as soon as I read it.
You head to the castle. Heading into the throne room, you see she was kind of like talking to like another one of her council members, and she turns and says, "Ah, Lucas, there you are. I assume you have gotten my letter."
Came as soon as I read it. You got an update?
Yes. She holds this dodecahedron-looking shape, and it's like black and gold, and she holds it up, and you see she says, one of my council members found in one of the books that these creatures aim to destroy the hearts of entire worlds, but if a person is to lock away the path to a world's heart, the heartless, these shadow creatures can be defeated. Think, and she presents this, for all intents and purposes, Luxon beacon, and says, I think we found it.
The heart of the world?
Of course, I'm not an expert in this, but, yes, I believe it to be this artifact right here. This was around during the creation of the universe, I believe, and this is... well, I mean, it's at least worth a shot.
There's only one problem, though. all things considered, you are correct. These creatures do not only go after the hearts of people, but also the hearts of the worlds that they travel to. The only way to seal and lock away the heart of a world is with a specific item, the specific, for all intended purposes, weapon. However, due to the nature of these creatures and their origin, as far as I know, no such weapon exists here in Exandria. For all purposes, there shouldn't be the same concept of a heart of a world here in Exandria.
It's strange and quite somber to think that so close to. Well, if you do ever find, this weapon to seal the path to the world's heart, then you tell us. But I'm sorry to bring such bitter news, then, if no such weapon exists.
Exists to a certain extent. There are only two possible people who could have such a weapon, and unfortunately, one of them happens to be someone who is against us and has no intention of switching over to be our ally. The other is bound by the rules of the same rules that I follow, and therefore the ability to produce such a weapon, it's not impossible, but it's far more difficult than you'd expect.
You will keep the artifact safe for now. We will attempt to make further developments in finding this weapon, and if you ever find any need for our aid, you feel free to let us know.
I will, but... And you see Lucas, like, as he's talking, Lucas is, like, looking at his own hands, and, like, towards the end of it is, like, clenching his hands into a fist, kind of, like, in sort of annoyance. Lucas, as he's talking, he's also thinking about the fact how he himself has never summoned a Keyblade before to, like, do any of this locking shit before. But with Xigbar, like, towards the end of it, when, like, the Bright Queen is, like, talking towards that last bit, he's realizing that if Xigbar is breaking the rules of the multiverse, maybe there's a way he might be able to as well. And for just a brief, for just like a passing thought, after sort of like holding his hands in a clenched fist and looking at the Luxon beacon, he's going to try and like hold his hand out and like I said, hoping beyond freaking hope and mentally crossing his fingers that he can break the rules in the multiverse, try and possibly summon a Keyblade, to which he has never done before.
You see. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Thank God I have proficiency in it. Oh shit, 19.
Your hand shakes violently, and you feel light. As it turns into a physical shape that you instinctively clasp your hand around, and it turns into a solid physical thing that you can grab. And as it turns from white to actual color, you see the Keyblade that you grasp there in your hand. You see the handguard of it is this deep green, and the handle silver, and the blade of it is this kind of like these two dragons that kind of wrap around each other, and the teeth of it are these for all intents and purposes like werewolf kind of like canine looking teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And as you instinctively point the Keyblade towards the Luxon beacon, you see a point of light shoots out from the tip of it, hitting the Luxon beacon, and you see underneath you a pointed star appears, and a circle encircles the tip of your Keyblade as a lock appears directly in front of the Luxon beacon, and you do a fucking flip, and you point your Keyblade directly towards this lock, which is then circled in magical radiant light, and the heart of Exandria is sealed.
After which, Lucas is looking at this Keyblade and is like, "Holy shit!"
You see the Bright Queen looks and is like, is that couldn't possibly be.
Yeah. That's impossible, though.
How did you do it? How on earth?
I don't know.
She says, this is a strange development, but the creatures, they shouldn't be back, or at least we can vanquish them.
It'll definitely be a lot easier now. And you see Lucas looks to the Bright Queen with this not fiendishly clever smile, but sort of like one of like achievement and whatnot. And he looks at her and is like, because now we actually have the advantage.
She nods knowingly. And as Zelron trains the Monastery of the Hellish Flame, training Sam for the Tournament of Dragons, Lucas, having successfully summoned a draconic-looking Keyblade, sealing the heart of Exandria, finally holding the advantage in this big, long chess game against the Midnight Order and Excalibur. That is where we're going to end tonight's session, right there.
Something told me you were gonna say that. A little birdie told me.
Oh my god.
That was a good episode. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Forget about that.
Thanks, Angel, for running the stream, my love.
You're quite welcome.
And thank you to all those who watched at home. And we're gonna see you next week for the continuation of this campaign.
Bye.
Bye. Small cat.
Well, she's not so small anymore, because like look at how big she's gotten.
Hey.
No, shit. Kitty Chungus.
Great. Alright, bye-bye, streamers and creamers!
Bye-bye.
Bye.